When a young mother is found dead in her own bedroom,
what do I do?
I don't know at this point.
police assume she shared a bed with her killer.
Why would he make that up?
Ask him.
Her husband blames her drug problem.
I'll get a lawyer and I will prove that this is the real story.
But the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
His face was literally right here, just screaming at me. I could feel his spit on my face.
Show a cop these videos. I don't give a
When sex, drugs, and lies lead to one woman's murder, and her 6-year-old son helps crack the case.
I hope he's okay.
The penalty is death.
Get your family out of here.
Why me?
I will have my attorney call you.
So unbelievable.
See, this is the backyard, and we got hammocks, and we got another huge-ass hammock. Dude, I love it, because I look up at the trees and see all the squirrels and the birdies.
The Palm Coast, Florida neighborhood where 25-year-old Brandi Celenza lives is normally quiet on Saturday mornings. So when a sudden scream echoes down the street on the morning of April 7th, 2018, Celenza's neighbors take notice.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You've been busy today.
Yes, I have. No, your husband was telling me you heard a noise or something after 9.
Yeah, and it was so brief, and I'm one that if I hear a dog being beaten or a child or anything, or I will call the police because I don't want anybody to get hurt. So, and it was just a very brief, and it was, I could tell it was a child, but it wasn't a desperate, like something being really hurt. It was just sort of a.
The sound wasn't a cry for help, but it was unusual, especially because it preceded another infrequent noise for neighbors on Felter Lane, police sirens. At 10:37 a.m., law enforcement from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office responded to a 911 call at Celenza's address. Her husband, 36-year-old Keith Johansen, tells the dispatcher there was an accidental shooting inside the home. An indoor security camera captures a few seconds of the 911 call.
Gunshots. I think my wife shot herself. I was in the shower and I heard some gunshots. And I think that my wife accidentally shot herself.
Just minutes later, officers arrive.
Pretty cool, man.
All right, relax, man, relax.
It's my wife, man.
I got you.
Johansen and Celenza are newlyweds. They've recently moved into their new home on Felter Lane along with Celenza's 6-year-old son from a previous relationship.
All right, what's your name, man?
Keith Johansen.
Keith?
Yep.
What's your middle name?
Jay. From John.
Keith. What's going on today?
Nothing.
You guys were talking?
Yeah, man, we got up. I took a shower. She just made her coffee.
Okay.
When I went to take a shower, I heard boom, boom, boom. I got out, and she was laying on the floor with guns right next to her. And I was like, no. Okay. So I called you guys immediately.
What time did you
Hey,
guys
can
wake
you
up?
come to my house now?
Inside the master bedroom, police find Brandi Celenza lying on her back on the floor between the bed and the nightstand. At her feet are 2 handguns, one on either side of her body. A third gun is stuffed into a box to her right. Her shirt is stained with blood. Her face and body are almost entirely devoid of color, except for the bottoms of her hands and arms where lividity has clearly begun to set in. Celenza is pronounced dead at the scene.
You guys arguing or anything?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Has she been depressed or anything?
No.
Has she made any kind of statements that she wanted to hurt herself or anything?
No, man.
No?
We just got in this house. We're having a good, we tried to start a new life.
Right. So you got in the shower. How long were you in the shower, would you say?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And I heard
5
boom,
minutes.
boom, and I thought it was a
How
balloon.
many shots did you hear?
2.
You heard 2?
And I thought it was a balloon at first. Then I heard the secondary shot. And I ran out there and seen her laying there going, so I called you guys immediately.
Where was
He was in his room.
The inside of the home is disorderly. Rooms, drawers, and cabinets are filled to the brim with trash. Guns, drugs, and pornographic material are scattered from room to room. Through the mess, police narrowed their search to the master bedroom and bathroom. Keith Johansen says he was in the shower when the gun went off. But when investigators begin their search, they become suspicious. The nightstand next to Celenza's body appears damaged, as though there was an altercation nearby or perhaps was hit by a stray bullet. The state of the bathroom also leaves investigators with questions. There are clothes on the bathroom floor, but the only towel is neatly hung up. The shower walls don't appear to be wet, and neither do the bars of soap inside. Police quickly notice that Johansen himself also looks surprisingly dry.
He's got a lot of scratches on him?
Yeah.
And he's not wet?
No.
He said he was in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they put him in the back seat.
Should we secure him?
Not at the moment, no. He's gonna have to talk to an interviewer.
Before they can question Johansen any further, they want to create some distance between him and Celenza's 6-year-old son.
Where's your sirens?
Right here. So you flip this?
Yeah.
And that turns the lights on up top, see them? You want to sit in the car? Or you want to stand?
I want to stay inside the car.
You want to sit inside my car?
Yeah.
Okay.
The little boy doesn't yet know what happened to his mom, and police want to keep it that way for as long as they can.
She's gone? Oh, God.
Shut up, just had it.
Are you serious? Are you sure?
I don't want nobody to ever have a gun in this family again.
At this point, we don't want to freak him out any more than what's going on, okay?
But what do I do?
I don't know at this point, all right?
Why?
I don't know. That's what we're
There is
try
no
to find
God.
out. Huh?
There is no God. I don't
Was
understand why
she-
he would do this to us.
Was she having any kind of difficulties?
None, man. We were fine, perfect.
Was she? I mean, does she have any kind of like mental health issues?
Not really. She gets depressed once in a while, but
She
nothing.
wasn't having anything.
No, nothing like mentally.
That's her son?
Johansen insists that his wife Brandi was not struggling with mental illness. Even if she was, the gunshot wounds don't appear to be self-inflicted. Investigators note 2 major indicators that someone else likely pulled the trigger. The 2 firearms on the floor at Celenza's feet, and perhaps most obviously, the number of shots fired. Celenza died from 2 bullet wounds, one to the center of the chest and one to the breast.
So she knows how to shoot. She's familiar with guns.
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys went shooting?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Did you guys like go down to where did y'all go?
Regular states.
Okay.
Investigators are skeptical of Johansen's story. Once the scene is secured, they take him to the sheriff's office, where he spends the next 12 hours in an interrogation room.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I just don't know. You know, I'm gonna move on.
It's gonna be one moment at a time.
Yeah, I can't go back to that house. I don't know if I'm strong enough yet, because it's all like a big nightmare to me.
Yeah.
So hopefully that man upstairs can help me so I'm strong enough. You don't have to go to church to have a relationship with God.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
You know, and it's just, I know she's probably in a better place, but why couldn't she just stay with me longer, you know?
Yeah.
While Johansen talks to detectives, Celenza's son is in an interview room of his own, and what he tells investigators is shocking.
So you said you live with your mom and your dad and your cat and your lizard.
Yeah.
And you have a 10-year-old sister you're gonna see?
Yeah. And my mom went to the she went to the hospital.
Oh, tell me about that.
She was my dad was in the My dad was in the shower. My mom was in her bedroom, and she accidentally shot herself.
Who told you that?
Nobody. I saw it.
You saw
I didn't see it, but I heard the gunshots, and the ambulance came to our house.
Okay.
Celenza's son seems to actually corroborate Johansen's version of events. But the forensic interviewer wonders if there might be more to the story.
You're not in any trouble, okay? And there's nothing to be scared of. Okay? Are you scared of anybody?
No.
Did anybody tell you to say something?
No.
So tell me what happened after you heard the 2 bangs.
My dad he yelled, "Call the ambulance" to me, but I couldn't because I don't have any numbers on my tablet except my mom's, my dad's, and my grandma's, and my grandpa's. I don't have any other numbers.
Okay.
Celenza's son may not have been told what to say, but investigators know that doesn't mean that someone didn't tell him exactly what happened.
So, did you hear anybody get mad at each other this morning?
No.
Okay. What happened?
She accidentally shot herself by herself.
Who told you that, buddy?
My dad, after he called him, because I yelled why, he said stay in my bedroom after I called them.
Okay.
Did come into the room too?
No. Relax. There's no way. No.
No. Okay.
He always stayed out of our room. Always.
Okay.
He knew he wasn't allowed in there. You know, and he was watching TV, and I was on the phone with 911, and I was like, "Stay in your room." You know what I mean? He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I think your mom accidentally shot herself," and that's the only thing he knows. And he's like, "Why are you butt naked?" Like.
So when your daddy yelled at you, call the ambulance, what was daddy wearing?
Daddy was wearing his coat.
His what?
His shirt. His cool shirt that he has.
His cool shirt. It's a small distinction between the 2 stories. But as investigators know, the devil is in the details.
I don't know where to go from here, guys. Like, it's like almost not even real to me.
Right.
You know, and go ahead, fire away.
Okay. Is there any chance at all that something different happened that you have not told us?
None. Because that's what happened. I got no reason to lie to you guys. I mean, you guys are investigators, for God's sake. That's what I seen, and that's what I heard.
Well, I mean, you said you have no reason to lie. I mean, I'm not saying that you're flat out lying to us. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
What I am saying is that what we have at the scene does not add up to what you're telling us. But this is your opportunity to help yourself and to lay it all out for us, because there's a backstory. This isn't the story.
This is the story, and I'll get a lawyer and I will prove that this is the real story.
Okay, and you are completely entitled to that.
I mean, that's all that happened.
We did ask him.
Okay.
And you know what he told us? Do you want to know?
Yeah, because I wasn't up.
He told us that he heard his mom scream.
I heard no screams at all.
She had a little scream.
So did you hear any noises or anything before that? Just that scream around 9 o'clock?
She heard that scream.
And then I heard 2 gunshots. And I know it was nobody with her. It was just her.
As other witnesses begin to challenge Johansen's story, he becomes frustrated, but he doesn't back down, and neither do detectives.
Why would he make that up?
Ask him.
Is he a liar?
He has been known to tell fibs, yes.
Does he tell you on the regular that his mom screams in the bedroom?
No.
Has he ever told you that his mom screams and it was a lie?
No, not screaming, but he lies about a bunch of other different things. You can ask his real father, and he'll tell you that too.
Detectives take Johansen up on that suggestion with a phone call to James, the little boy's biological father. And as it turns out, his son told him much of the same information he already shared with investigators.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going? This is James. He was telling us some information about, what exactly happened and how Keith's hair wasn't wet, and, immediately after the gunshots, he came into his room dressed and everything, saying he was in the shower. So, I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff that doesn't add up.
Investigators are getting the same feeling, especially when they consider that Celenza was no stranger to handling firearms. Misfiring into her chest twice seems unlikely. Celenza's friend Joe, who was at her home the night before the shooting, tells investigators that Celenza knew how to defend herself and how to stay safe around a firearm.
She knew how to take the safety off and shoot and defend herself and then turn it back on.
Okay.
And how to reload it.
Johansen is also experienced with guns. He and Celenza went to the shooting range often. And the pistols in the house, including the 9mm Celenza was shot with, were purchased by him.
I know we had 3 safes, and were they always shut when you went over there?
Yes. Always locked as well.
And were the firearms always in them?
Yes, but one pistol. He kept at his side or on him at all times.
The deeper investigators dig into Celenza's death, the more they discover about Keith Johansen. In 2015, 2 years before his marriage to Brandi Celenza, Johansen was accused of stalking a former girlfriend. A judge prohibited Johansen from coming within 500 feet of the woman. 9 months later, she reported that Johansen had violated the order and alleged that Celenza aided him in contacting her through Facebook. The case was dropped before Johansen was formally charged, but his ex and her family have information about Keith Johansen that they'd like to share with investigators.
So the reason that we asked you to come down is just so that we can have a quick conversation about, I believe, Keith Johansen. He's your daughter's ex, is that correct?
Correct.
So why would you think that, first of all, why do you think that if his wife did die, that he would be capable of doing that? I mean,
I know
in the article
physically abused my daughter.
He has in the past?
Yes, I moved her out of that relationship and moved her in our house to keep her away from him. And his face was literally right here, just screaming at me. I could feel the spit on my face, and he just pushed me, and I pushed him back, and he flexed on me, and I walked away. I was like, I'm not doing this. If I had stayed with him, it would be a different situation right now. And that's what scares me.
A thorough search of Celenza's and Johansen's Felter Street home reveals that the couple had indoor security cameras in several rooms. Some of the footage from the day Celenza died appears to be manipulated or possibly deleted, but police are able to obtain footage from the days leading up that seems to corroborate Johansen's ex-girlfriend's experience. It also presents investigators with a possible motive for Johansen to kill his wife, an affair.
I'm serious, dude. You don't know how serious this is, dude. You act like it's real.
I'm not acting like...
Obviously.
How am I acting?
You think it's okay to do?
I haven't done anything.
I gave up everything on a chance. Somebody died. Cheats. Does this and that. Go be with a girl, you stupid. Stop with me. Go guy. Go be with a girl. Get the out of my life.
There are hours of footage that show volatile arguments between the couple. Johansen appears angry and emotional. In one video, he even pulls out a gun.
Go with him. You should be getting what you deserve. Don't take He deserves a nice home. He deserves some non-cheating mother. Just to use it. You know what? I'm gonna leave it here haunt you. Maybe one day you will. You wouldn't give a I did.
I would never do anything like that.
Accidents
and I
happen.
feel kind of offended.
I feel offended too, if we're gonna go to that level.
Too many chances, man. Too many. Show a cop these videos. I don't give a
I haven't stepped out of my box and told you stuff. And that took a lot, you know?
Sure.
And I don't know how you're telling me that that's not what happened.
Well, it's facts.
Investigators tell Johansen they plan to access the home security footage to see if it captured Celenza's death. Then, at Johansen's suggestion, detectives swab his hands for gunshot residue. Evidence at the crime scene shows that he might have already tried to wash his hands, but investigators are doing everything they can to uncover the truth about Brandi Celenza's death. Just like Keith Johansen is doing everything he can to convince detectives he didn't pull the trigger, despite the proof he threatened to do exactly that.
This makes me so upset I'm willing to live or leave everything I've worked for. Just to get away so I don't go to jail. Hurt you. Or have somebody else hurt you. Because God knows you deserve it. Hope that thing was worth your life.
With the footage, the evidence at the scene, and the damning witness statements from Celenza's friends and son, investigators are certain they have their guy. After 12 hours of interrogation, Johansen requests a lawyer and calls for reinforcements. His parents.
Just don't say anything to us.
No more.
Yeah, no more. You're just gonna have to.
I'd lay on the table and go to sleep.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to relax.
Right now, man.
I know, but you're gonna have to relax. You're gonna have to be strong.
Should we leave him the number of the lawyer?
You guys will deal with that.
Well, you need to have it too.
What if you have
I got it in my phone.
On April 19th, accompanied by his lawyer, Johansen goes back to the sheriff's office to give investigators his email password and other phone data. Despite already having told detectives he only had one phone, he now admits that he has multiple.
I'm trying to work with you guys, as much as possible. And trying to get to the bottom of all this.
All right. Okay. Hey, you tried.
It takes investigators more than a week to gather enough evidence to make an official arrest.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Step out here. Step out. Turn around, don't look at me.
On April 27, 2018, Keith Johansen is arrested for the murder of his wife of 2 years, Brandi Celenza, and charged with second-degree murder. Over time, Johansen's story slowly shifts from claiming Celenza accidentally shot herself to suggesting she took her own life. By the time he takes the stand at his trial in October 2021, Johansen finally admits he is the one who killed his wife. Though now he claims it was in self-defense after she acted out in a meth-fueled rage caused by a 10-day binge. Witness statements and the search of the home support Johansen's claim that he and Celenza used drugs together. But in video from a home security camera that captured some of Celenza's final minutes, she appears to be crying, not enraged. Johansen's testimony just wasn't enough for the jury to side with him. In 2021, Keith Johansen is found guilty of the murder of Brandi Celenza and is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For Law and Crime Investigates, I'm Kristin Thorne.